after being ambushed by a bunch of green monsters. My comrades and I were able to defeat them all. We were able to retrieve some spoils, some short bows, quivers, arrows, scimitars, and we also found a hefty, some hefty gold pieces, 47 to be exact. We also found a note on one particular goblin. Uh, uh, Boss says keep watch. No, let dwarf go. Spider wants alive. Take to hideout. Break wagon. Leave horses. No survivors. We eat meat. We get meat after. Not quite sure what this note meant. Who the spider person is? Is he a spider? I don't know. But as the rest of the party discussed next steps, I broke off and went around saying quiet prayers for each one of them, shutting their eyelids in a respectful manner. Not sure why they attacked us in the first place, but even my worst enemy doesn't deserve such a decisive death as they. Agreeing to head forth towards Phandalin, I offered to sketch a map of the area in case we needed to make it back to this very point. Upon reaching Phandalin, we we some of us remembered some information. It was a mining town with an economy that gave Neverwinter a run for its money. We noticed some newer, more polished buildings interspersed among the older, more weathered ones. Um, uh, some other ones of us remembered that within the last 500 years, the town had fallen to bandits, became a ghost town, and only within the last decade or so was it deemed worthy enough to rebuild. Um, and upon entering, the townsfolk did not have the kindest looks upon their faces. We are a very unlikely bunch to encounter. We have an Easter bunny, an Easter bunny, a bloody giant, a massive feline, a French trickster, and a mighty sorcerer. I mean, we're kind of a scary bunch. One of the first buildings we passed after entering the city was a general store named Barthen's Provisions. Francois and I, along with Sharon's Raven familiar, we guarded the wagon as the rest of them went inside. Not quite sure what happened in there. I did see an older woman in her 50s as the door was shutting. Um, but they eventually came outside. We showed the woman, most likely the owner. We showed her the spoils, and she said that Lenine at the Lion Shield cost it would be better to sell those two. So uh, we were able to purchase a few potions. We don't really have a healer, so that would be nice. And she agreed to keep the crate safe while we roamed the town. We gave her some coins for her efforts. Um, I grabbed all these spoils and we went to Lenine at Lionshield Coster. Along the way, we passed by an inn, we passed a townsmaster hall, and we eventually ended up at Lionshield Coster. Um, we spoke with the owner, Lenine, and some strange things seemed to happen that I wasn't really aware of at the time. But some of the equipment in the shop disappeared without pretty much any of us noticing.
It was a fair trade. It was a fair.
I tried to sell the remaining spoils, hoping that she would be happy with us for protecting her town, but for some reason I got my information mixed up a bit, and I was caught in maybe a white lie. So I don't think I'm going to be speaking for the party anymore, so hopefully the rest of them will speak up. We were possibly able to connect some ties between the goblins and the red brands, but we still aren't sure at this point. From here, we headed towards the Shrine of Luck, which was erected carefully with keen attention to details. Rocks aligned almost perfectly with wildflowers blooming around the perimeter. It was well maintained, though weathered and worn a bit over time. I mean, that's normal. We approached the house near the shrine and met a lovely woman named Sister Gariel. Her house was filled with incense and nice smelling oils, but immediately after entering, a rush of emotions came upon me, and from that point forward, I'm really not quite sure what happened. I did see Layla was presented to Sister Gabrielle. She apparently liked the little thing. And I think we agreed to sleep here. I'm not quite sure. I'm still out of it.
Very, very solid recap. I can't wait to tell the group on Saturday about the killer
Oh, don't.
stellar notes.
Shut up. Difference
Also,
in character.
I know, and I love it. I loved getting the recap from his perspective. Also, Francois, I will have you know that I absolutely nailed your accent when I piloted you last week. It was like spot
Oui.
on. It was
Oui,
aw-
oui.
it was fucking terrible. Um, so when you go back and listen to the
Yeah.
recording, just know I'm very sorry.
Now Francois has to check what was going on.
Oh,
Oui,
oui. Yeah, Judge would talk like this, and it was just bad. So there was just a lot of
Yes.
weird, like, terrible French
Lot
laughter
of
and wee
laughter.
wees. Very, very solid recap. Inspirations given all around. You guys are on the map. You see the party token. I'll do a quick ping as well. And Francois, because you were not here, you guys came in on the map where this pink line is. You came in from that road as the Tribord
Got it.
Trail turned into town. Barthen's Provisions, the first general goods store you stopped at, was here. The Shrine of Luck is here. And then the Lion Shield Coster with Lenine is right here. During the short amount of time that you guys have been in town, you've also learned that the Red Brands, or a group known as the Red Brands, have been causing a bit of trouble, kind of giving businesses shakedowns, which, funnily enough, kind of ties into the tariff conversation we had earlier, and you know, running amok with things. Karin had his familiar Quill kind of scout
Sorry.
things out. What was that?
Noise.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought I messed up and was being corrected. Had Quill kind of scout around and survey things while you guys were at the Lion Shield Coster, and later, once they were back within range, had been informed that were some guys in like red cloaks that came into view roughly right around here, and ended up coming over here to this building. The party has also basically been encouraged to stay away from the last building pinged. It's known as the Sleeping Giant, and that is where the Red Brands seem to frequent regularly. I'm trying to remember. They had also, I think you guys, if not, then whoops. But you guys had also been informed that people had gone missing, correct?
Yeah, so
Correct.
we were told that Fel Dindar was missing, along with his wife Myrna, their daughter Nilsa, and their son Nars. Maybe
Perfect.
1 to 2 weeks ago, and that's the woodworker.
Yes, perfect. So I think that's like all of the information that Francois would have on top of the amazing recap that Valor had given. You guys are currently at the Shrine of Luck and have discussed maybe perusing town a little bit, kind of sizing things up, maybe getting some more information, or having a little run-in potentially with the Red Brands before resting at the inn or at the shrine for the night. And so that's where we are going to pick up as you guys find yourself still in the Shrine of Luck. Bliss had also gotten some information. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, go, finish.
In regards to Layla, the Kinku hatchling, essentially, that there was a turtle who had been in town, that his group that he was traveling with had been ambushed. He said, from what Sister Gariel told you, that there were some goblin-esque creatures, but they had weird coloration skin. It was like an ashy purple. They had sharp, like almost filed down teeth and elongated cone-shaped heads. And that the turtle Sheldon basically booked it. And when he went back later, feeling guilty and wanting to see if any of his companions were still there, basically, the ones that weren't slain were gone. And there were marks that looked like they had been dragged off into the tree line.
Well, since this is the Shrine of Luck, since I have Lucky as the talents, and since I do believe in Lady Luck guiding my own morals and life principles, I would like to inspect this shrine.
Absolutely. Is there anything in particular that you are looking for?
First of all, how does it look?
Okay. So on the outside, if you zoom in to the map where the party token is, you will see that right here is a stack of stones, essentially. That is the shrine itself. The building that you are in is essentially a small, modest temple of sorts. So the shrine itself is a structured wall, essentially, put together very carefully, very meticulously, stacking stones where the two side walls kind of taper up and then in the back come together. In the center of that, there is a small pedestal or altar, essentially. And let me find, I think I posted it in campaign info, maybe? Yeah, so if you go to campaign info, the last picture posted, the coin, that face is engraved on the top of the altar that's in the middle of the stone that's been erected. Around the altar itself, there are coins and little like offerings that have been left. There are ribbons that have been placed between the stones that kind of waver and flow in the breeze. Inside the temple itself, it's not a very big building, but it is very humble, but very, very cozy. The sense of incense and oils and myrrh kind of coalesce into a very like earthy, calming scent. It's very, very nice. There is a set of 2 to 3 steps at the far end that go up. There's a little pulpit towards the center of that. The far back right corner on the little raised area, there's a writing desk and chair. There was parchment that's kind of strewn about. There's a jar of ink and a quill. Around the lower half, the bigger section of the temple, there are like throw pillows and things like that. There's no pews or actual like appropriate seating, just pillows. And around not the floorboards, but the baseboard, is that same symbol etched over and over along the board. And then there is a door that you guys came in on I guess it would be the southwest side, closest to the shrine itself. And then there's another door on the left back wall, basically across from where the desk is on the right-hand side.
Got it. Okay. This is a very nice description. Okay, so would I know how to interact with the said shrine? Or do I need to roll some kind of a history check or something?
Go ahead and give me a religion check first.
Fair enough. Just, religion, there we go.
Okay.
Not so good.
I feel like you would have definitely seen this sigil before, but where and what for is kind of escaping your memory. So if you want to give me a history, and we'll keep your religion check in mind with that for moving forward.
Okay. Yes, please. There we go.
Right. Very nice. So you do not recall the specific deity or deities that this temple and shrine has been erected to, but you know that it is often customary and smiled upon to leave offerings or tithings to the deities. Obviously, it's the shrine of luck, so that never hurts to leave a little something there. You know that it could be anything as simple as coin of any kind to a more personal or sentimental gift, whether that be, a small trinket of yours or something that is very near and dear to you. That it's ultimately entirely up to each individual how grand they want this gesture and offering to be. What you would have gotten from Sister Gariel, and she hasn't given a whole lot. She's not announced the deity that this house serves or who she serves. But she has a very, very calm demeanor. She's a little more reserved than the party was led to believe. So if you were wanting to have any kind of conversation with her to get more information or feel things out, you absolutely can.
Got it. Okay. Okay. Oh, I'm not really interested in her. I see my lady luck. That's all I need. I'm gonna approach obviously the shrine, and at the first picture that I see that you said like it's on the coin, the lady.
Yes.
I would imagine it's somewhere on the central part.
Yes,
Probably.
It's etched into the top of the altar that is in the center of the shrine itself.
Exactly. Exactly. So I would look at the shrine since I know all this information. I'm actually gonna turn to Bliss, and I'm gonna look at it and say, Bliss, please, give me a coin, would you?
Why, sure, it would be my pleasure. I'll fling a coin over to
No, okay. I catch it. I'm gonna wink at Bliss a little bit, and I'm gonna approach the shrine. As I do, I'm gonna go with my hand over the Lady Luck's engraved face. I'm gonna say, "Oh, mon chéri, aren't you going to keep me healthy throughout this danger? Oh, I sure hope you do." And as I'm about to flick my coin, I'm going to look at the symbol once again, and Francois is going to say, take care of the rest of these fools that are with me, poor unfortunate souls. And I'm gonna flick a coin at the shrine and leave.
Beautiful. Go ahead, and I want this one on the tower, please. So just drag and drop a religion check onto the tower in the right corner for me, please.
In the tower? What?
Yes, so at the bottom right hand of your screen, just to the left of where the drop down menus are, there should be a little square that's got like a tower icon in it. If you drag and drop a check on there, it will do a hidden roll.
Just give me a second.
Absolutely. And this is not something that's going to come into play right now, which is why I'm having you do it on the tower.
Got it. I'm just looking for the tower. I see. In which of the tabs is it? In the. Sorry, I'm stupid.
No,
you said religion, right?
Yes, please.
I'm stupid. It's
No,
okay.
you're
Dice
good.
tower. I see. Okay.
Thank you. I hope my poker face is good.
I hope I rolled good.
Okay. Very, very
Hold on.
beautiful. So as Francois is doing this, what are the rest of you doing?
Probably walking around huffing the incense up, seeing if I can find the good stuff.
The quality of this is subpar in comparison to what you were used to, given the current circumstances in the town, and being told at Barthen's Provisions that they were, low and out of stock for now on herbs and things of that sort. It's possible that they are either just completely out of the good stuff or they just cannot afford it right now.
Okay. I might put my attention around to the shrine and see if they're making an offer. I might do I part with my precious insight? Just a little, just even a small bit, you know? Is it worth it? It's hard to tell. Okay, yeah. I'll walk up to the shrine and I'll put a little bit of incense there. But it will be of a very high.
Beautiful.
I don't know if that's a good idea.
Please give me a tower religion check.
Really. Pardon? Okay. Tower. Oh, okay. Unlock position.
What was that?
I'm trying to figure out how to do it.
Okay. You can, on your skill tab where religion is, if you click the button with the number on it and drag it and then let it go on the tower icon at the bottom right of the screen.
Sorry.
No, you're quite alright. It's a new program. Thank
My bad.
you. No, you're quite alright. Yeah, like I said, it's a
You've got
new
shrine
program for
too.
everyone here. So it's going to be a learning process as we go. So don't ever apologize or anything like that.
They're gonna have fun when they burn it. That's all I'm gonna say.
The good stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
Is anybody else wanting to do anything while we're here before you guys set out for your shenanigans throughout town?
So I think Bliss would be sitting on the ground, maybe with in a meditative pose, with his legs crossed and his hands on his knees, and just sort of chanting quietly to himself and listening to Layla try to learn his little monk chant as he goes Om Om, and listens to the little squeaks from Layla trying to imitate his meditative mantra.
I love that. I love Layla so much. Oh, I'm going to bring Craig in really quick and let me do this for her. Okay.
Now recording.
Little squeaks is the perfect description of what you're hearing, with little bits of in between the as she is trying. But there is, as you know, a very calming feeling that comes from this, very centering and serene. And ultimately, she is going to end up falling asleep within your garbs, head pressed up close against your chest. Occasionally, as she sleeps, another little squeak escapes her beak.
Greg.
At the end of the last session, did I get my familiar to come back to me, or are they still flying around?
They
So
could
I
have come
can't
back.
quite remember.
I believe they had come back and
Right.
had given you the information about the people in the red capes that were going towards
Alright.
the building on the eastern part of town.
I just want to double check. Thank you.
Absolutely. At this point, it's probably close to. It's been a long day of travel, and then of course your stops at the different shops and talking to people, and your time here at the temple. So it's probably close to like 7:30, 8 o'clock. The sun has finally set behind the peaks of the mountains and off in the distance. The settlement of Vandalin is alit and aglow with the lanterns and sconces outside. Windows cast a warm glow as the hearths from within are lit. So you guys do have time to explore a bit or settle in for the evening should you so choose.
Hmm. Do I
Taylor's
see
probably
any?
passed out.
Sorry.
What
Go
was
ahead.
that?
FYI, on that chair. Taylor's probably passed out already on that chair
Okay.
in her place.
Okay. And then what were you saying, Francois?
Does Francois see any nobles or maybe rich-looking people around, or maybe rich-looking establishments?
Go ahead and give me a quick perception check. This will just be specifically for people, and I'll tell you about what you've seen. Okay. So of the people that you've seen, they all appear to be pretty common. There's nobody that has really caught your eye or attention so far. The nicest building, and the town is in the process of being rebuilt, essentially. So a lot of the buildings are not dilapidated, but they could definitely use some TLC. They're stone and timber structures that show signs of years of aging and abuse from the elements and the history of the town itself. Some of the buildings have more recently been re-erected, but they are very humble in the materials and the build and everything like that. The nicest building would be this one here. And I believe... Were you guys
Can you
told
reping
last...
that? I'm sorry, I
Yeah,
had it covered up.
absolutely. No worries. Were you guys informed last
Okay.
session of what that building was?
I don't have a note about that. I don't think.
Okay, then I will leave it as that.
Well, yeah. Think so, but not
Well,
sure.
we were. Just because I don't have a note about it doesn't mean it didn't happen.
I don't know.
My notes are less than complete.
Well, we passed by it going to Lion Coster or
Mhm.
Lion Shield Coster, which is the blue building to the left of it. So it's the Town Master's Hall. I
Yeah,
believe.
but it is, but I didn't know if that was made, if that was like known to you guys.
Yeah, I have some notes about it.
Okay.
You described the building a bit, so
Okay.
Indicating a gap in my note-taking coverage.
It happens.
all I have is thatched
All the
roof
time.
building. Town Master's Hall. That's what I got.
Okay. So yeah, it's a stone building with the thatch roof. It appears to be newer and it seems sturdier. There's a much hardier feel to this building itself. Very obviously one of the newer constructed. The windows of this building have, oh my god, what is the word? Stained glass. But it's very simple. There's no stylization or anything like that. It's just different colors kind of patched together. And there are bars over the windows on the outside, iron bars. Yeah.
Got it. Cool. Oh, sacré bleu! Can't see anything.
This town is poor.
It's just like my old neighborhood. It's wretched.
As
Well,
Raylos-
guys, it looks like we're at a bit of a crossroads with a decision ahead of us. Do you guys have a sense of where you want to take our little adventuring group next?
I vote we find the poor woodworker that got abducted. Perhaps the most noblest of the quests. We?
So that or we find Sheldon.
Ah, yes, the turtle which managed to run away from someone. Very, very peculiar.
Well, I personally feel like it would be worthwhile to try to find where Layla's people got off to and if any of them survived. But I gotta say, if there's a hostage, maybe it would be worthwhile to try to rescue a hostage before anything bad happened to that person.
Hmm.
It does come
I
across as a more
understand that
time-sensitive
the.
one.
Oh, I'm sorry. What?
It does come across as a more time-sensitive task of the two.
I totally couldn't hear you.
Yeah, you got a glitchy for a
Sorry.
second there, hun.
Oh. 2 seconds.
What?
That should have fixed it. I was saying it does sound like the more time-sensitive of the task.
Yeah. So we got one hostage, which is a woodworker, and it sounds like we got a note from some goblins that said they might have captured a dwarf, someone named Gundren, Rockseeker. 2 potential hostages. Lots of hostages.
We can then take the hostages and ransom them back to the family. Good idea.
Something to consider.
Francois has the magical ability to turn himself into someone else, no? Perhaps we can do it that way. Francois can be a goblin. Oui.
Well, if we're gonna go trying to rescue hostages, that sounds like something to do in the morning? Or would you think about a rescue mission before bed?
I would say
we-
morning would be better.
Yes.
I
in the
do feel
morning.
a little magically tapped out at the moment.
If they get tortured, they'll be fine by the morning.
That's torturing only happens in daylight hours.
When they're on screen, and it has to says.
So, would we want to go out and about the town and try to gather some information about any of these disappeared persons before bedtime?
No, we could do that.
Uh,
I know
Francois
the big
agrees.
guy over there seems to be sleeping very peacefully. Maybe we could wake him up and go on a little bit of an excursion.
I'm gonna poke him with my stick. Just-
Where are you poking?
food.
I
I'm
hate-
being. Food.
I looked over at Discord when you asked that and saw your Discord picture of your mouth open and just I lost it. I'm sorry. So sorry.
Sorry, I'm about to transition here to get into the car to go pick up the kids. So I'm
No
just,
worries, you're good.
So you're poking my foot. You're poking Valor's
Yeah.
foot.
Yeah, just a foot, just a small tap.
Okay. There's no real response. Maybe just like a.
Sometimes the incense can have that effect on people, especially after a long day of journey, as Sister Gariel will say to you.
Oui, and Francois knows just the cure. Since he's snoring, I'm going to close his nostrils.
The minute your hand touches the mask that's over my face, Valor will
Oh, yeah, the mask.
grab your whatever wrist and pull you close. What are you doing?
Ah,
Do not
you
touch
need
the
to.
sacred mask, ever.
Ah, oui, oui,
Hear
of
me?
course, d'accord. D'accord, d'accord, yeah, Francois meant nothing wrong. You just need to wake up, my friend. We need to move along.
There are easier ways to do that than to touch a man's private things.
He did kick your
Oh,
foot first.
I can count more private things than the face mask, but we, as you say. However, we need to continue moving.
And we'll see him. He'll like he'll start to get up a little bit, and then he'll fall back into the chair. Please help me up, please.
Mm.
I need to get
we,
out of this house if I'm going to be effective at all.
I'll pull on your hands, I guess, to help you to stand up.
You're pulling this massive 300 and whatever
Ah.
pound weight up.
I'm pushing off the floor, you know, I have some leverage, you know, I'm like transmissioning, you know, the whole energy through my body. I'm very nimble like that.
Thank you, thank you. Just please remember, respect the mask.
Ah, wait, respect us.
Well, Mr. Valor, it's good to see you up and about. Are you okay? You seem a little woozy for unexplained reasons.
That we can get to later. Let's. I vaguely heard you guys speaking. What is the plan? I thought we were going to sleep.
Well, I suppose going to bed for the night is an option, but we were thinking about maybe trying to collect some information from around the town before we go try to rescue any hostages in the morning. Maybe get
Are
a
you
sense of where we could look or what we might face when we get there.
Are you sure you need my assistance? You saw how I botched that conversation with Lenine. I don't want to be a burden.
My friend, maybe you are not the best negotiator, but you look quite scary. If we need to scare someone, I cannot think of a better person, no? We?
You made a great distraction. Thank you.
He kind of looks up and down at himself, and I think I could help. And he casts Cure Wounds on himself. He's almost dead, guys. He's at like five hit points. He's pretty low, so I guess I'm gonna heal
Didn't we
myself.
short rest?
Yeah, you have five damage, Hen, not 5 left. Don't do a reverse A-win.
Oh my gosh, I
You
did.
did. You did.
Oh, I pulled an A-win.
You
Okay,
did.
never mind.
But you know what?
Okay,
At
I'm
least it
good
was
to
like
go.
the opposite side of that,
Let's
thinking
go.
that you only had 5 HP instead of only having taken 5 damage. Yeah, our cleric in the Saturday group like 3 times has gone down in combat because she keeps thinking the wound category is how much hit points she has left. So when she's at like 12 out of 13, she's like, I'm fine, guys, and like, it's not.
Okay, yeah. Valor will leave with you guys. I have to switch to my other headset though. I get my kids. I'll be back.
So, as you guys are all getting ready to head out, Sister Gariel will partially bow respectfully and remind you that the temple doors will be open when you are ready to rest. I just ask that you respect the building and leave the door unlocked for any others that may wander in and need a place for the evening.
Well,
sister, of course.
We appreciate your hospitality.
Blessings be with you.
So, any idea where to start first, or are we going to sleep?
Well, I, for one, am kind of curious about. You had a whole cart full of boxes that we left with a nice lady named Elmina, and I wonder what you were trying to do with those boxes.
We are just supposed to get with them here, I guess. I just got a cart. I got a job to do, you know.
Were you supposed to deliver them to anybody in particular?
We. Just a second. Yes, I was supposed to carry it to Mr. Gundren, Rock Seeker.
And quick interjection. Prior to you guys getting to Phandalin, after you guys had defeated the goblin after that encounter, you would notice that the saddlebags on the horses and some of the torn fragments of cloth that were scattered around the floor had the emblem of the Rockseeker brothers, the same that were on the cart.
Okay. But wait, I have no idea. Francois has no idea what is in the boxes. No.
Well, maybe someone around town has some information about the Rock Seekers or where their place of business is.
Maybe we can ask. Maybe a local tavern is the best place to begin.
It usually is.
Did we see in the last session? Do you guys know where the tavern is?
Yeah,
You do, right?
we had the Sleeping Giants and the Stonehill Inn, and the Sleeping Giants seemed to be the place with more of the Red Brand people, and I don't really have a lot of notes about the Stonehill Inn other than it was another inn.
Stonehill was the better one. The Sleeping Giant was the one where we were sort of nudged away from, considering the Red Brands are there.
Yeah.
Right.
So if we're feeling aggressive and angry, we go to the Sleeping Giant. But if we're more discreet, we go to... God, I'm not doing well. I've already forgotten the second name.
It's okay.
Sorry, I'll be like this all session.
It's okay. Some days be like that.
So, Sleeping Giant.
And then quick history check from everybody too, please. Because I think this got missed.
Is it? Did you say history?
Yes, please.
Valor's not gonna roll. He'd have no idea of this place.
Jesus Christ, what's wrong?
Well, you would have been there for. So do you want me to roll for you or no?
Sure.
Okay. Thomas, I'm gonna shoot you a quick message. Just one more thing to take into consideration with all these different directions things could go.
Whilst he's reading that... Oh, you go first.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, if we're walking around in public again, I'm going to just grab Quill and throw them into the sky again to do his usual little UAV recon trick. Just to make sure no one's stalking us or trying to do anything.
Okay.
Lenine said something about the kids at the farm, the kids at the inn seeing red brands and goblins out in the forest.
Oh, yeah. Thank you for the reminder.
That was
Well, given Given the time of day, maybe we could go to the fancier inn. That would be the Stonehill, and just try to have a conversation. See if anyone knows anything about these Mr. Rockseeker, or the disappearance of any of these other folks.
Yes, and I think Francois would prefer a classier establishment. Isn't that right?
Wait, he would, of course. As we're walking by, do we see the, especially if we're going to the Stone Hill Tavern, do we see the red brands anywhere, like either inside sitting the tavern or outside? Did we see them? Did we pass them before, like to see their uniforms?
Up to this point, you guys have not seen them, save for Quill seeing them going down the road to the Sleeping Giants.
Okay. If we are walking, I would like to peek into the Sleeping Giant if I can, from distance, safe distance, of course, just to see if I can see anyone, to see how they look.
Absolutely. So on the
Could I
map,
interrupt quickly?
what was it? Absolutely.
Quill has seen them. Would I have, because they were too far away at the time, would I have physically seen them as well when Quill gets back, like within range, or have I not seen them either?
You have not seen them. But the
Okay.
way that like I envision, like, and of course it's open to interpretation. So if you're like, no, that's stupid, then you can just tell me, no, that's not how I envision it. But when it comes to like familiars and things, obviously the communication and everything is telepathic, especially when you are not able to see and hear through their senses. So in my mind, the way I envision it is, you know, like you're able to speak to them telepathically, and they may, if you prefer, be able to respond verbally, telepathically, but I envision it more of sending you visions and images of what it is that they've seen, almost like sending you pictures or something like that, rather than so you would have seen it that way, unless you don't like that interpretation of the familiar communication.
No, I'd much prefer it that way, actually. In that case, then, if Francois was saying that he wants to get like a bit of an idea of what they look like, would I be able to use minor illusion to create an image of what Quill has seen?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Just like a little tiny one in my hands, sort of just going, this is what we'd be looking out for.
That's so cool. Let me bring up an image for you. And I kind of, and of course, again, feel free to change it as you see fit. But I kind of imagine as you open the palms of your hand, the rest of you would kind of see like what looks like a puddle of ink, kind of, that begins to kind of like swirl and twist and like warp as little droplets defy gravity and begin to drip upwards, almost dancing up and down like you would see in a fountain. And then from that is an inky and then clear vision of the red brands. Let me see. Does that work for you? Are you okay with that?
Yeah, perfect again.
Magnifique.
Because I'm in School of Illusion, I just want my minor illusion to look prettier, that's all.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Glitter everywhere. Okay, so I
Just
don't
like
have
gloves.
so I don't have an actual picture on Fantasy Grounds to show you, but what you saw, I believe it was 4 individuals, all in like a mismatch setup of armor. Some had like leather armor, some had some kind of plate or chainmail, but none of it was like a full set. It was all mix and match. It was very like hodgepodge at best. But each of them wore a robe or a cloak that had a hood over it or on it. The hood was down, and they were dirty, very, very tattered and unkempt. There was one that also had a crimson bandana around his neck, and he would have stood out from the other 3. His armor, still mismatched, was a little bit cleaner, a little bit more maintained than the others. So between that and the bandana as well as the cape, that would have set him apart. So you guys would see this motley crew of 4 individuals in the palms of Karin's hands. And it would be an image of them walking down the road, kind of shooting the shit and laughing and like pushing onto each other, you know, like the whole like boys will be boys kind of bullshit.
Ah, I see. Oh, merci beaucoup. Francois does not know why do they call themselves Red Brands. They should rename to Mud Brands or something like that. Oui.
Well, they've got to try and sound intimidating, because they sure as hell aren't doing it via appearance.
Ah, I know. They should rename themselves to Merd Brands.
La merde.
Okay, I just wanted to see, in order to use disguise self, I just wanted to have a picture. I can do some saucy things maybe in the future.
So sassy. Okay. So we are wanting to go to the Stonehill Inn. Okay.
I think that is correct.
Oui.
Sorry, I've got like so many notes because I didn't know which direction you guys were gonna go.
Alright.
And as long as we're there, it seems possible that our little rabbit friend might be hungry. He seems to ask a lot about food.
The crunchies.
Like,
I'm pretty sure this town has some carrots somewhere.
You can check
Carrot?
the farm. Okay, so it is a very short walk from the Shrine of Luck to the Stonehill Inn, literally just
Like
across
Bugs
the
Bunny
way.
image in my head.
Yeah, but with the stoner eyes.
Yeah. Like,
And the knife. What's that, Jack? Just pulls out this rapier. What's up, Jack? Got any carrots?
Got any more of them carrots? So this building.
You don't look like you're very Raven God vibing to me. You a demon?
A diamond.
Demon?
Excuse me. I love this group so much. I'm so excited. So this is one of the bigger buildings in town. Definitely one of the older ones as well. You can see the decades of wear and tear in the discoloration and a little bit of cracking in the weathered stone of this two-story building. The rooftop is gabled and there's a chimney that is currently breathing comforting smoke into the dark night sky. The warm lanterns glow behind the thick glass windows that spill just a little bit of golden light out into the dusty streets as shadows kind of dance behind as you guys make your way. The door gently creaks open and reveals a wide common room filled with soothing sounds of clinking mugs, low conversation, and the occasional cackle from somebody who probably should have stopped drinking like 4 ales ago. There's a large hearth at the far back left of the room, and the air smells of fresh baked bread, roasted meats, and a honeyed cider. The scent alone is enough to help calm like frayed nerves and just help recenter a bit. There are sturdy oak beams that run across the ceiling that have simple patterns carved into them. As you kind of step in and take things in, from behind a counter, you see the kind face of a human man in his 30s. He is clean shaven and has dark, close-cropped hair, and his sleeves of his commoner shirt are rolled up to his elbows. As he looks up and greets you with a tired but genuine smile, he would say, "Welcome to the Stonehill Inn." have a seat, and I'll be right with you.
Yeah, merci.
You see that there are roughly 15 people in here who all kind of quiet and watch you curiously as you enter into the inn. In here, there's about 8 or 9 tables. 4 of them are free and available. Once you are seated, the gentleman would come over and ask if he can get you something to eat or drink.
Oui, if you have any wine, that would do. D'accord?
Absolutely. Anything to eat? We have some roasted lamb or some surprise stew.
Oui, roasted lamb for me. Merci.
I think all of us have been had a fairly long day without much time for any hot rations, so perhaps some lamb and stew for the table.
Absolutely.
Any sort of meat in my mouth is good.
You'll like the surprise stew. You never really know which meat is going to be in your mouth. As he chuckles gently. The name's Toblin, by the way. Toblin Stonehill.
Sorry,
No, you're good.
I'm 12.
I am too. Surprise stew is something that is now canon across all of my tables because you never know whose meat will be in your mouth. So.
Yeah.
God.
Oui, oui.
He will return with wine and water for all of you, and then shortly after that would return with some plates of roasted lamb, some bowls of a hearty surprise stew, and a basket of fresh baked hand rolls. And as he sets it all in front of you, he kind of watches with an eager smile on his face. I hope you like it. My wife, Trelina, has mastered these recipes for the stew and the lamb.
Well, if the lamb is good, the tip will be, big enough.
She'll be pleased to hear that. She loves a big tip.
Ah, oui. Waylor does as well, you know.
Just make sure it's a foot long for me, please.
Oh my
No.
god, there is such a thing as too much tip.
Why? Why?
Because we are 12. As he
Look at him smiling.
he will kind of pat the table a little and tell you to enjoy. And again, if you need anything, I'll be around. And he would step away. Go ahead. Go ahead, Bliss.
Oh, merci.
So, is the food any good as we all take some bites?
It is delicious. Maybe not quite as good as the awkward lingering would have implied, but it is very, very good. And the rolls are probably the best part. A good fresh roll is really hard to come by, where it's perfectly crisp and flaky on the outside, but warm and almost melt in your mouth on the inside, with good flavor. It's a pretty damn good roll.
Well,
Thomas.
this... Yeah.
Dips, but eats around the meat and he. There's bits of veg trying to get the veg, and he's eating the roll happily too.
Well, Mr. Thomas, I notice you're not a carnivore. If you would like to have my share of the bread, that would be fine with me.
It takes some of the bread. Thank you very much. I want it. And starts munching down. And then realizes in polite company, and then starts to eat more civilized.
Normally.
A bit normal. Thank you.
Fair enough.
Well, as I'm scarfing down this delicious food, I'm occasionally dropping a little morsel into my tunic for my little companion, who I imagine might also be hungry.
Yes, and at first, it's very much like when you put a snack in front of a sleeping puppy or something like that, where like you don't really see her smelling it, but you can feel the inhalation, and sleepily the beak will kind of open as she slowly begins to masticate, and after the first piece or two that you give her, she would wake up and just expectantly have her mouth open until you give more and quickly scarf it down.
Sounds wrong because it's a child, but I was going to say she can have my meat.
You're quite all right. If it makes you feel better, like when stuff like that comes up, I know that you're not being like pervy and gross about it. My Tuesday group, the kid that you guys will meet in a little bit, it's a child. But one of the players had basically intimidated a dire wolf into coming with them. It was not animal handling, it was pure intimidation. And she could not remember the name of it, so she kept calling it Snatch. So, of course, it's her Snatch, her Snatch. And when she came back, she was like, oh, where's my dog? Da, 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 da. And what came out of my mouth is, Pip has been riding your Snatch all day. And as soon as I said that, like, because it's a dire wolf, and he's a kid, like, you can ride it like a horse. But as soon as I said it, I was like, he's a child, that is not what I meant. And it just became a whole thing. So say what you want, I will not judge you for it.
Okay.
Man, speaking of bad names at bad places, champion.
And as you guys are eating and having the conversations and stuff that you guys are going to be having, you do see that off to the right side of the room, there's some stairs that go up to presumably where the rooms are at the inn. And this small child with bright red hair and beaming emerald eyes, missing, 2 front teeth, and full of piss and vinegar, comes running down the stairs, has a stick in his hand, waving it wildly as a woman chases after him. She moves with a surprising amount of grace as she chases after him, calling, Pip, get back here now. As he's like laughing wildly, and I'm off on a grand adventure, running through and around the tables and stuff, before running back into the kitchen, where you hear like a calamity of like pots and pans going everywhere and a big exasperated,
Can I? Well, he's running between the tables, right? So he passes our table as well.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna use minor illusion to make his stick look like he's shooting small fireballs, and I'm gonna turn to him and gonna say, "Oh, little Pip, you are natural wizard."
That is amazing. And as you do that, he stops dead in his tracks. And wow! Well, look, Bob, I can do this! And he's like slinging this like it's a wand now. And then he turns and she's like, she looks at you, and it's not a dirty look, but it's a like, please, for the love of God, stop. Don't encourage it. As he takes his wand and he whacks her in the shin with it before running into the kitchen. And it's like, thanks! And then from the kitchen after
starts laughing.
you hear pew, 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 bah! Things like that. I just spit all over myself. The other patrons just kind of chuckle a bit and eventually go back to their conversations, every once in a while stopping to laugh a bit more as the commotion behind the doors continues.
So Bliss is as we're kind of chowing down, filling our bellies, kind of enjoying the warming sensation of the stew and the delicious lamb. Bliss is going to kind of have one ear kind of on the swivel, and is listening to see if he can hear any conversation amongst the other tables that would be related to the topics that we're kind of trying to investigate this evening. So anything related to missing people, or goblin attacks, or people chatting about the Red Brand. Although I don't think there's going to be a lot of open talk about the red brand, but he's got an ear out for that too.
Beautiful. Go ahead and give me a perception check, please. As I did back to you, do you have advantage on that for like keen senses or anything?
Oh
I
my
do not
God.
have advantage. I do have proficiency, but not advantage.
Okay.
Ah,
Ooh.
Beautiful roll with a natural 20. And then perception for 11 for Valor. And again, if anybody else is wanting to keep an ear or eye out for that as well, you absolutely can.
I would do the same.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Wow.
Just
nice
rolling good, I
rolls,
guess.
dude.
Yeah, you guys.
I mean, this is the exact reason we came here.
Let's go, baby.
Thomas is too busy
You have
picking
rest.
through his stew to avoid the meat, making sure there's no like tendrils or anything like that.
I was too distracted. I was like, spilt the meat all over the place.
Between the meats and the excitement of a new shiny. From
I
the
just
stop
spilled my
screen.
meat all over the table. Goddamn.
Oh no! Somebody's got to sop it up
Raven
with their
Queen
mouth
gun.
now.
It's
So
okay,
sorry,
Rayla will
sis.
get it.
Hello, can you get my meat off the table?
And as you say that, you would see that her little head pops up and kind of starts whipping around. And we're gonna see if she's more enticed by your meat or more concerned about the people. Okay. So she kind of comes out and like looks back over your shoulder, Bliss, making sure that there's nobody too close before turning and kind of lunging towards the table and will savagely eat it quickly before returning to the depths of your robes. And before she completely submerges herself back in there, she would turn back to Tomas and give a little ah! And then duck back down. Okay.
You're welcome.
Very,
Pleasure
very
is all mine.
So something that you guys would all hear, and Thomas, I think you would hear this using like your passive from the kitchen as the chaos is still ensuing. Yay, children! Is the continued pew pew? I'm a wizard. And then the mother saying something along the lines of, "This is why you're not allowed to hang out with that cart kid anymore. He's a bad influence. Y'all have been out in the woods messing with stuff you shouldn't have been, and now you will not go to bed. You need to listen." And stuff like that as he continues to just be an adorable little terror. For the rest of the tavern, Bliss and Francois, you guys would hear whispered conversation from a group of 3 people just over at, a table or two, talking about I have no idea what happened to them. Thel has been gone for some time, and now his wife and kids are gone too. No one really knows what happened. There are rumors of them being taken in the middle of the night after he was taken, but there were no signs of forced entry. But no one saw it. How does that even work if nobody saw anything? What would have happened? So there are whispers like that, and then from that conversation, Bliss, with your natural 20, you would pick up the word or the words, "the manor." Another conversation that you guys would pick up bits and pieces of a little bit beyond that table is conversation about missing cargo shipments. And if the people in shops here aren't going to be able to get their shipments, they can't make their living, and how are they going to afford their dues? for the red brands. That it's looking pretty tight and kind of scary to not know if or when that's coming in. How are we going to pay our dues? You know, we don't want to end up like the woodworker. Did we lose the boys?
Huh?
Oh, okay. Oh, no, your camera just froze. I thought we lost you. I just wanted to make sure.
The camera froze again.
There's that beautiful face.
Uh,
So just whispers of that. No specific mentions of goblins or anything right now.
Would Bliss have like subtly informed us about hearing about the manor?
Yeah, so like as we're eating, Bliss will kind of like between bites relay what he heard, what he was hearing, like, well, those guys over there, don't turn around, don't look like you're listening, don't look like you're listening, but those guys over there at the table, they're talking about the woodworker. I think his name is Mr. Fel Dindar, and that he seemed to have been disappeared in the middle of the night with no sign of forced entry, no witnesses, and maybe was taken to a place called the Manor. And we'll relay the rest of what he overhears in similar fashion.
Would it be obvious that the manor is the no, I've zoomed in too much. The like it's the destroyed one on the map, isn't it? On the very eastern side, right?
Correct. And I believe Elmina had mentioned something about people say that they, you know, kind of congregate there, but no one has really gone up to confirm that.
In that case, then, I'll not say anything. I'll just I'll nod my head towards the window where Quill's like sitting on the perch, just to like imply of what I'm getting him to do for everyone else. But I'll like send him off to have a look at the manor and act like a bird so no one gets suspicious on it. So I'll send him off to go and have a little look while we're in here.
Beautiful. Go ahead and give me a perception check for him, please.
Oh, there's a token for Quill.
Yeah, and I will drop share the stat block with you again, so you have that.
Yeah. So it's just 3 onto whatever this is. God damn it.
Familiars
Could I
always
use,
have
could I
unlucky
use one of the
perception
inspirations to re-roll that?
Absolutely.
God, I feel like it's important enough.
Yeah.
Thank
Beautiful. Beautiful.
There we go.
And you guys can basically always use inspiration. If there's anything that it would not be able to, I would tell you this is what you get is what you get. Those are few and far between, but they are yours to use as you please. Beautiful.
Sorry about that.
No, you're quite all right. Bless you. Okay. How long are you wanting him to scout out over there?
He's gonna stay there until I. Oh wait, no, we're not gonna be. We're not gonna be close enough for me to issue new commands, are we?
Mm-mm.
I'd say, as I'm sending him off, I'd sort of have a small discussion on like how long we're planning on staying here and get him to head back. I don't know, about 5 minutes before we're planning on leaving. So if we're staying here for an hour, he comes back after about 55 minutes, that kind of thing.
Perfect. Okay. Beautiful. Okay. Give me just a second. And so then what I will do is when he comes back to you, I will tell you what he has or has not seen.
God, familiars are useful.
They are amazing.
so handy. So, wow, that was fantastic meal. I was hungry.
Oui, it was. By the way, Bliss, since the bunny here does not eat meat, do you chase mice as well sometimes? Oui?
Well, I've been known to be distracted by a rodent on occasion, but I don't generally find myself just chasing mice whenever I see them. I can control the urge.
Ah, oui, that's good. Control is good. Well, since I've also heard the gentleman across speaking about the missing people, maybe I go talk to them, quite accidentally, no? Someone would like to join me?
Well, I always enjoy an upfront conversation about a topic of interest. I would be happy to join you at the other table.
They won't even see me. Hopefully.
Ah, oui, the stealthy bunny. Well then, I'm going to stand up, look at Blaze, and tell him. Thomas, you're going with us, or were you just making a joke?
I'm gonna sneak over, sort of, with my size, sneaking sort of under the table, trying to avoid.
Oh, okay. So you're gonna more like flank them, right?
Yeah, like sneak
Okay. Okay, flanking bunny.
Over,
Okay,
sneak under the table while you guys talk to him.
got
Just
it.
in case I
I'm
need
gonna
to
look.
steal anything.
Go
I
ahead and
rolled.
give me a stealth. Oh, okay, beautiful. I was gonna say if it's low, I can't promise I don't make any terrible jokes. Okay, so
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
waiting
Shit.
for.
Plus 8.
It's just a little stealth.
Yeah,
It's a little
just a
stealth,
little.
bro. Just
So-
a little stealth, brother.
Is he invisible now? Is he like? Does he have
It's just little
invisibility on him?
stealth.
That's it.
So what happens, what you see, as Bliss goes to stand, Tomas is waiting for the exact moment of knowing what angle Bliss needs to be at for him to utilize the size difference between the two to duck out of sight and under the table. So you see Bliss stands up and begins to move, and Tomas is just gone. Just gone. And using that opportune moment, Tomas, you were sneaking under their table?
Yes.
Beautiful.
Oh, shit.
Okay. I think for as you're like actively looking for him, Francois, you would maybe see like just the little bushiest of tail just dash out of sight from under the table to the other, but he is
Perfect.
out of sight. So as you
Fair
guys
enough.
go to approach, this is a table of 3 men. They
This will give himself a little, take a little deep breath, give himself a little guidance before a social interaction.
beautiful. These 3 men look like they've seen better days. They're a little dingy, dirty. Their hair and beards are disheveled. There's a human, someone who appears to be at least half elf, if not elf, and a dwarf that are sipping, babysitting, essentially, tankards of ale. And as you guys approach, the conversation stops as they all turn. It's Bliss, you're hard to miss even from the peripheral.
I would like to say something. As we're going there, I look at Bliss and I tell him, follow me, mon chéri. And we're going to walk past their table, not straight at them, right? And we'll be discussing something, we'll be talking. And then I'm going to just trip around one of their chairs. And as they're talking, I will listen to what they're talking, and then I would like to make my entrance. So they wouldn't see us approaching them. We'll be going past them very nonchalantly.
Beautiful. So what I want, just to kind of spice this up a bit, I'd like a performance check from you, please.
Okay. There it is. Okay, I think this will do.
Yeah, that's perfect. And then go ahead and give me a perception coupled with that.
Perception.
You guys are killing it on the rolls today.
Yeah, wow.
My first roll was a 1, remember?
Yeah, I wasn't going to touch on that one. I was just going to leave it. For
What?
group
I rolled
checks overall. If it didn't take, what was it?
Yeah, it was 15, but it didn't
15?
register. I
Okay.
threw it out of the
That
table, but
happens.
it's 7.
Okay.
It's okay. I'll take the 7.
No, if you, I'll always let you guys, if it doesn't take on the table, if you guys catch what it is, then we'll go with that. Unless it's worse. Yeah, because it's just like with rolling dice, you roll a dice, you're gonna see what it is, and that's what it is. So because it's virtual, it sometimes fucks up. I'm not gonna cut you guys on that. So with the 15 and 16, okay. This specific group, these are the ones that we're talking about. And you guys were going to the table talking about the missing people, you said? Or the other one?
they mentioned.
Okay.
Did they mention the manor?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, those ones.
Okay,
Yeah,
so that's
exactly.
okay. So this group, sorry, I'm just making notes. As you were passing by and eavesdropping, kind of continuing off of what they had talked about earlier. Oh, I'm not gonna go and check it out. No, I don't have a fucking death wish. Are you out of your fucking mind? You fucking go look. You go see what's up there. And then there is the mention, I'm going to give you 2 names of Tharden and Nundro. Let me put those into the campaign.
Arden.
Brings me back to the names in Nomengard.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you imagine if Arden has a Harden? Holy shit.
Oh my god. Oh, you
God
missed
damn.
that one too. That reminded me. There was Thistle and oh my god. What was his let me
Thistle.
bring up his name. Anders. But it was Anders, not
Right.
Anders.
Yeah, right,
it's a
right,
hard
yeah.
on, and you have to say it with
Yeah.
a hard on, otherwise
remember
it's
that.
gonna
I
piss him
remember that.
off. One of the NPCs
Holy
for
shit.
Barthen's provisions.
Oh god.
Right, Ander, right.
Yeah, Anders.
Arden and Nandro.
Yes. Give me just a second.
Man,
Why are you
okay.
freaking out? And that they haven't been seen for a couple weeks. One of the other guys will say, "Well, I don't think that they would have gone up to the manor. They wouldn't go up there. They'd probably be going to the mines while they wait for their brother." Go ahead.
Are there any empty chairs at their table?
There would be, so there's 3 of them here. There'd be 3 seats. And as
Amazing.
you,
Please say which one to sit.
as you kind of stumble over the chair, the one who was just talking about, they'd probably be at the mines, spills a little bit of his tankard as he turns to give a dirty look. Watch where you're going. You okay, dumbass?
Now we and as I see that, I immediately sit at one of the chairs. I pull up one for Bliss, and as I sit down, I say, "We also heard about the missing people. It's terrible, no?" And I take a swipe of my wine a little bit.
They kind of look at each other, and then look to you. Yeah, have a seat. Who are you?
Oui. My name is Francois Pelletier, and this here is my companion. His name is Bliss. I'm gonna show it the big cat.
God damn. Rawr. They would introduce. Stop. He's getting antsy because the puppy's here. Sorry. And the puppy's not even over here by me. It's just his existence is giving Charlie, like, I need attention. They would introduce themselves as Bob, Rob, and Matt.
Bob, Rob, and Matt.
Yes.
Pleasure to meet you. No funny names here. But d'accord. We actually want to help with the whole situation. So if you have more, details, we would be more than willing to search for those people.
Oh, well, what exactly is it that you've heard?
Only that they disappeared. We don't know anything else. We, Bliss, we.
Bliss will say, why, yes, it's come to our attention that there's been a whole bunch of strange happenings around, and, some of them we've managed to stick our toes into, and we'd like to try to figure out if we could maybe extricate any of the townspeople from what might be some dangerous situations out of the goodness of our hearts.
Bob and Rob. Oh, give me. Or my kids just got home. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
Bob and Rob and Matt.
Not gonna catch me.
Sorry, they got home early. Let's go ahead and do our 10-minute here real quick so I can get them situated. Sorry, normally
Okay.
they get home in like 5 to 10 minutes. So we'll go ahead and do our break real quick.
All good.
I was born ready. Okay, and if you guys can hear that, let me know and I'll give him a different toy that's not so loud. Ooh, 22.
Stream back on?
Yes, it is.
Okay, then I won't make this comment.
Ooh, now message me because now my nosiness wants to know.
I'll send it. I'll send it to.
Yes.
It's all good.
Okay. Sorry, I'm like the worst person of like, oh, I can't tell you this or I can't say it now. Then I'm like, well, now you have to because I need to know. Like, even if you don't want to, now you have to. Okay. So as you kind of push for a little bit of information, you're not wrong. That was wild.
Yep.
Yeah, that was a whole thing. They grow quiet for a moment, and kind of do a quick scan of the inn before Matt begins to speak, leaning into the table in a hushed speaking voice, not quite a whisper, just above. Well, Tharden and Nundro have been missing for a couple of weeks now. Their brother should have been here any time now. We expected Gundren to be here by now, but no one's seen or heard anything from him. They'd been talking about having found something big. They never really specified what it was, but they had a shipment that was supposed to be coming in, and my understanding from what Nundro had said was that Gundren was supposed to arrive a day or two before the shipment. Last I heard, they were looking to go out to the mines while they waited for Gundren to get here. But even for a couple of dwarves like them to be out there for weeks on end and not return or send word is kind of concerning. Would you leave the cat alone, please? Leave him alone. Sorry. And then Rob would speak up and mention that the woodworker and his family are gone too. I'm pretty sure there's no way they would have been taken and kept alive, right? There's been no ransom, no bounty. They're just gone.
Oui, but why would someone kidnap a woodworker? For what reason? There is no explanation. Oui?
Hello.
Hi. That's a good look. Did you guys have to switch to your phones?
Are you on your phone as well? Or are you back?
No, just said that back.
Typical.
Bob will chime in as he takes a heavy swig from his tankard as he sets it down on the table and wipes his dirty face with the back of his hand, licking his lips. Well, I think the message was to know your place. See, Sel had enough of the shakedowns and the harassment from the Red Brands and essentially told him to get fucked. Something about taking your head out of your own ass so you can put it in your friends instead, something along those lines, and they didn't take too kindly to that. I think they took him and came back for his wife and kids to send that message of intimidation. No one's seen or heard from him since. And again, there's been no ransom, no request for any kind of payment or anything for an exchange. I'm pretty sure they're fucking dead. As he leans back in his chair and picks up his tankard again. He seems to look through you rather than at you as he goes on to say, you'd have to be a pretty sick fuck to kidnap a family and kill children and a woman. As he takes another long drink.
Would it be fair to assume that I have a pack of cigars with me?
I feel like for
Since
Francois,
Francois
that's
is
just
a
a
smoker.
given. Yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like
Yeah,
Francois is just a given. And I feel like
Of
Francois has like a carton of endless cigars or something. Yes,
Thank
a
you.
little bandolier or something.
I look into my robe and I see, I take with my hand, but first thing I feel is the panties, and then I'm like, okay, that's not the one. So this is the cigars. And I offer the three of the gentlemen. I kind of shake it, I pull out 3 cigars, so they're right for the taking, and I offer it to them. And as I say, but we still don't know if they are deceased. D'accord? Correct?
No way of knowing for sure. But when have you ever
Hey,
heard
B.
of someone being taken and kept alive and not at least tortured or held for ransom.
Wait, this is why we need your, details, information, so we can act as fast as possible, no? My friend here, the big cat, Bliss, he told me about, he saw some kind of a destroyed manor, castle, something like that. Some weird people walking around it. You know anything about that? We, Bliss? That was what you said? And I'm gonna wink at him so they don't see, like with my other eye.
Yep.
That,
Just
man of many
separation
words.
point.
No.
Sure thing.
They kind of
Exactly.
look at each other again, and you get kind of a kind of look. And Matt will say, "We've heard whispers that they hang out around there, but we've never seen them there. When we've seen them, it's been in town or at the Sleeping Giants. They have pretty much taken over the Sleeping Giants. None of the other people here go there anymore. Anyone who does usually gets harassed and robbed at best. Poor Bertha, I don't know how she holds her own there."
Would that be the proprietor?
Mean old bitch. Makes a good drink, though.
Do I need to roll an insight check that they're hiding some details, that they're not telling us something?
Go ahead, roll it. Say absolutely.
Oh,
They seem to be fully forthcoming.
I would like to use my inspiration for this.
Okay. Much better.
Okay, a bit better.
Okay. And I don't think
Where
you
are,
were... Go ahead.
Quick, the table that Sharon and I are sitting at, how close is this to that
Let
table?
me bring this up. Oh, that's not the right one. That's for later.
I'm wondering if maybe us two could be overhearing this conversation as well.
Let me find this map. So this is a
Yeah,
very
if you guys,
rundown version. Give me a sleight of hand, absolutely. And then what were you saying?
no. I just said if the other guys want to do something, they can interrupt us because I'm talking a lot. So they can, if they want to do something.
Oh, don't worry, I'm going through people's pockets.
Nice.
Why? These are working people. Holy shit. They have nothing.
So
They
this
have-
map is not appropriate,
have
and I'll have
flesh.
to rescale you guys, but
Yeah.
just to kind of give you an idea.
He's like, oh, why? Why?
Thomas, you are on the table, but in game you are under the table. And let me
I
size
am
you
needing
guys.
to.
I'm going to
uh,
reconnect.
Yeah,
Okay.
I didn't realize.
No worries.
This is my mistake.
Alright, so
Oh.
let me resize you guys, because you guys are not itty bitty. And again, this is
We're
not
so small.
true to the layout. This is just to give you guys an idea. And then because I don't want to bog things down and drag a bunch of things onto the map, there's someone there,
Like,
someone there, and someone there.
Oh, do I have to go for each person individually?
Say that again?
Do I have to go for each person individually, or am I just go through them?
That's entirely up to you. I would say it would need to be for each individual. That way, if you roll terribly, it's just on the one. Okay, 8.
I want to check the guy who was staring through.
Okay. Beautiful. And from his pocket, as you masterfully put your little paw into his pocket, slow and precise, you're able to successfully pull out a coin purse with 17 gold pieces in it. With 13 insight. And then go ahead and roll 2 more sleight of hands for me. So I don't think you were here when we kind of went over insight. So when you guys are first meeting people, I take that into consideration. You don't know how they normally carry themselves, so you don't know their normal day-to-day like mannerisms and things like that. So that does kind of raise the DC just a little bit until you start to like get to know people better. But a 13 is nothing to, you know, scrunch your nose at. You don't necessarily get that they are intentionally withholding information. What you get, and you've picked this up a lot as they regularly will kind of check in with each other when a question is asked or if one of you makes a statement, they look at each other kind of like, yeah, we can, or no, we shouldn't kind of thing. That it seems that they're more hesitant to be open. There's a little bit of fidgety aspects or movement in their thumbs as they kind of tap on the handle of their tankard, constantly looking around to make sure that there are no prying eyes or listening ears. That it's not necessarily the impression that they are being deceitful, but that they are hesitant to share too much.
Got it. Do I see the little bunny since I saw him going under the table? Did I see him steal? Did I notice that?
No, because he's under the table. So unless you're looking under the table, which would definitely draw attention.
Also, can I re-roll with inspiration? The one.
Okay, absolutely. Yeah, I was gonna say that's gonna kind of change things up here a little bit. So with the 24.
Oh,
And
24.
then a 21. Okay, perfect.
Alhamdulillah.
So, another 15 gold from the second pocket.
This is all evident.
And the third pocket, you get 20 gold pieces and a paw full of lint and dust.
Lint and dust.
Yes.
These people are poor. I feel like giving them money.
A reverse rogue where you just put money into people's pockets instead of taking it out.
Oh yeah.
Shall I leave them 10 gold each?
Okay,
Oh,
so
God.
leaving 10 of what you've taken.
No. How much did I get? Sorry, 20 plus. So 20 plus.
15 and then 17, so 42?
Okay, 40.
52.
52, sorry.
Yeah, 52.
So Bliss will lean in, and as the gentlemen are revealing the information, Bliss will say, well, I've heard tell of a scoundrel in these parts named Spider. Is that anyone that you all have heard of?
Let me respond to this player message because it may bring another body. Give me just a moment.
Okay.
And again, I do it on my phone just because there's the stream and everything. With that, would you join them? No? Okay. And real quick, is there anything that the two of you, Karin and Valor, is there anything that the two of you are doing, or are you just kind of listening in?
Yeah, that was my initial question. Like, are we close enough to where we could
that's right,
actually
that's what I
hear
was thinking
some of the
about.
conversation?
I'd say that go ahead and roll perception for me, please. And the responses from the three gentlemen is a little bit quieter. I feel like, unless you say otherwise, Francois, are you just speaking openly?
No, when they went quiet, I for sure was also whispering in that part.
Okay.
As he leaned in, I also leaned in to respect, the form of conversation that is being had.
Perfect.
I'm not sure why I double clicked it and it showed a 14, but it didn't show up. Here, let me
That's
just do
okay.
it. Oh,
No, it's okay. So 12 and 14. Okay. We'll
that
use,
one just turned. Well, that one
yeah.
stuck.
We'll use your 14 again. It's. I'm not gonna.
It was a
correct
14
you guys
plus
on it.
4.
Okay, so 18.
Oh, it's
And then
18.
a 12. Okay, so with the 12, you'd get little bits and pieces, Karan. With an 18, Valor, you're able to pick up most of it. Not everything, as there is still, they've lowered their voices, and there are still other people in the bar. There's still the chaos from the kitchen. And Toblin is going around and talking to people, moving furniture as he's like wiping down tables and cleaning and stuff. So there's more background noise and ambience as well. So you're not able to get everything in its entirety, but you get a good chunk of it.
I feel like I'm not paying as much attention since I got left at the table. I'm just using prestidigitation to change everyone's food flavors.
That's amazing. For the better or worse?
That's an awesome wild magic sorcerer move. I will
say
make your
adjacent.
food flavors chaotic.
You'll say a what
We'll
flavor?
say adjacent.
Okay.
It's not necessarily worse, but it's just going to be like you're going to be eating the stew, and it's like, why does this taste like chamomile? Why does this taste like tomato ketchup?
I love that. So you would see, and I think the rest of you would kind of notice a little bit with your passives, that as people are like eating and drinking, like with each bite or each sip, there's like this weird, just confused look. Like it's not disgusted, but it's very like, what? What is this? As they kind of
Oh
look
no,
at their...
I meant all of our party's food.
Oh.
They left me at this table.
Oh, that's even better. Even better. So you guys will have a very nice surprise stew when you come back. That's amazing. Oh my god,
you're
I just
looking
had
to
an
keep one
idea.
with friends.
I'm gonna message you right now, Luke. Because you've just inspired an evil genius. And of course you don't have to do anything with it, but I just think it's fucking hilarious.
It's not the first time I've done this. I was in a one-shot before that I effectively caused someone to possibly commit cannibalism because of that.
I am both disturbed and impressed.
I agree completely with the message you sent.
Yes! I embrace the chaos. So, Bliss, as you ask about the spider, there's a shared look of confusion as they take a moment, and you can see their wheels turning. No, I've not heard anything of that. The only real name that we've heard anything about is Glassstaff. We haven't seen him, but I think that he might be the one in charge of the fucking assholes running around taking everybody's money.
Glass stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Is that with 3 S's?
2. Here, I'll put it in the campaign info.
We've heard a little bit about him in the past from some of your compatriots in the town. Sounds like a real jerk.
They're all a bunch of fucking twats, if you ask me. The reaction, sorry. Again, as far as I know, none of the people here have actually seen him. Just heard comments made by the Red Brands. Something about telling him or reporting back to him or he'll be happy or things like that.
Oui. Just one more question, and Francois will leave you be. You've mentioned this fellow, Gundren. Is that correct?
Yeah, he's one of the Rockseeker brothers.
Wait, the dwarves, were they waiting for some kind of carriage, some kind of boxes from the rock seers?
Yeah, my understanding was that they had found something. Some kind of. I don't know what it was, a treasure or something big. And Gundren was supposed to be
We
coming out from Neverwinter, I think, sending out a cart of supplies. I don't know what it was
wait.
for.
If Francois by any chance knew the person, which is the, carriage driver, where would he find the dwarves? Location.
I mean, I'm not sure what part of they haven't been seen in a couple weeks was not clear. I don't know.
Ah oui, Francois understands. Well, gentlemen, unless Bliss, do you have something to ask maybe the gentleman here?
Nope.
No, oui, man of many words. Well, thank you so much for the information, Bob, Rob, and Matt. And I wish you a good day. And I'm going to cheer with them with my bottle of wine and leave them 3 more cigarettes.
They will cheers as well. Also, as a DM, I apologize for being. I always hate like when my NPCs are assholes, because then it's like I feel like I'm being an asshole. So I apologize. It's them. It's just what my character
okay. No,
would do. They will
Fine.
cheers with you, and if you find anything out about the Rock Seekers, you should let somebody at the Miners Exchange know.
Oh, yeah. Got it. Okay, I'm gonna tip my top hat to them, stand up, and go back to our table.
Well, it was nice having a conversation with you guys, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening.
You as well. Thank you. And just for shits and giggles, I'm gonna do this really quick.
Oh.
Layla pokes her little beak out and gives a very loud, surprisingly loud, for how timid she's been. Ah! As they all kind of jump back, shocked and surprised, as she just continues to poke her head out and watch. Almost
and
proud
Bliss
of herself.
acts as if nothing has happened and just gets up and leaves the table.
Max is just like his ears pop up just at the height of the table and just says, "And me too, guys. Salutations." And then walks off. And they're just like, "Wait, he was there the whole time?"
Yeah,
Oh,
there's a lot of confusion, and I feel like Rob was like definitely the drunker of the three of them, and he's like rubbing his eyes and like looking at his ale, and ultimately will set his tankard down and kind of push it away from him and just
Cat,
shake
a
his
bird, a
head.
rabbit.
Yeah, yeah. Rabbits,
Done.
and kinkus, and cats. Oh my!
What's up, man?
The whole animal kingdom around him suddenly.
Right.
And the fucking magician. Wow.
I should have named one of them Noah. That would have been great.
Because he's got no money. Sorry, I robbed him. Yeah.
You're a menace and you know it.
It was helpful. It was evident.
I'm just waiting for him to be like, as like Tomlin comes back over for Tomas to be like, I'm gonna pay for their round tonight. Their meal's on me, and then like using their own gold to like pay for it. At this point, the chaos from the kitchen has died down slightly. It's not gone, but has dwindled down significantly. And the woman will come out of the kitchen looking more disheveled than she had previously. And she'll approach the table quickly, looking very exasperated. And I'm very sorry for my son and if he interrupted your fine dining experience or any kind of calm you were hoping to get here. He's been all jacked up and wound up for the day, and you know, as it gets later and closer to bedtime, the more energy they seem to have. So I just wanted to stop by and apologize on his behalf.
Oh, the young magic wielder was extraordinaire. Extraordinaire.
She just gives you a very deadpan look as you say this. Yeah,
I shoot
Well-
doves behind my head with minor illusion.
Oh, I know that was you, and I know that, but now my kid's gonna think he can cast stuff, and when his stick stops working, I'm gonna be the one that has to deal with it, so thank you. She gives a soft smile.
Tip my hat to her.
It's also he's a bit too young for that.
Is there anything else I can get for you fine folks? And she kind of hesitates on those words as she looks at the motley crew that you guys are at the table.
Oh, no, the lamb was perfect for me. Finished my meal, and the wine I'm enjoying. Is the wine any good, by the way? I didn't even ask. How's the wine?
Oh, I thought you
It's
were
the most
asking
important
her.
thing.
Oh, it's pretty
No,
good.
no, I'm asking. I already
it's-
tried it. Like,
Yeah,
is it
it's
good?
it's pretty good. Yeah, I feel like for Francois, it's not necessarily up to his standards or what he would
Oh, no.
normally get. But considering what a shithole the rest of this town is by his standards, it's surprisingly good.
Got it. So, and the wine as well. It was magnifique.
Good. Well, that's the nice thing about wine is if the food is bad, you can just drink enough wine that you don't really care how the food tastes. She kind of chuckles a bit, but I'm really glad that you enjoyed my meat.
Oui. Especially Waylor. He has his mouth full of meat, as you can see.
The best of them always do.
And the bread balls. Those bread balls were good too.
Thank you. That was my mama's recipe.
I like the bread balls too. They make the bunny happy.
Oh, I'm glad to hear
Or bunny
that.
happy. So I was touching his nose.
Oh God.
She is genuinely smiling as this conversation is taking place now. And as she wipes the hand off on her apron, she would extend a handshake to each of you and introduce herself as Trelina. And the little hellion that's back there casting magic and wreaking havoc is my son Pip. I'm Toblin's wife, by the way. He's the proprietor of this establishment. So if you need anything while y'all are here, you can just let one of us know. Well, don't let Pip know. He'll either forget or not care, and we won't find out. So just let Toblin or myself know. And do y'all need a room for the night?
Well, that's a very generous offer of you, but I think we have lodgings and accommodations already arranged.
Wonderful. Well, if for any
Oh,
reason that changes, you're always welcome here at the Stonehill Inn.
Merci beaucoup. Much obliged, madame.
Well, and as long as you're here at the table, perhaps we could settle up our tab.
Oh, absolutely. And she would take a moment to look at the dishes and take account for everything. It'll be a gold for everything.
I think we said that Waylor is going to pay, no? And I'm going to head for the exit immediately.
I just go gold coin. Thank you for your help. I always pay.
Well, thank you kindly.
Through his mask, Valor will kind of mutter to himself, "That bastard."
You don't know that I've stolen. No one knows that I've
Oh,
stolen.
He knows that
To,
you
no
stole
one
at
actually
the
knows
shop.
that I've stolen.
He doesn't know that you stole
I
here.
don't know
Francois.
that. How does he know that I've stolen the shop?
Oh, to Francois.
Could I be able to hear that as I'm passing by? Would I be able to?
Go ahead and
hear his little remark?
give me a contested perception versus stealth. Unless you are not trying to be completely quiet. If you're trying to mutter it to just yourself.
Did
Me?
anyone actually know that I stole the crossbow? Because I did it so stealthily.
The crossbow.
Valor had
yeah.
caught it out of the corner of his eye. Just the quick little flash of your paw going up and swooping down.
Why isn't it rolling my perception?
Is
What?
it-
Okay, I rolled 2 times.
Okay. 15. Oh, wait. 2? Okay.
Yeah, it's a 2. I don't know. Yeah, are you rolling? Did you say it quietly? Can Valor do anything quietly?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
I can't even be a
Can
scoundrel
try
without
it.
people attacking me personally.
I tracked you guys
Personal
for how
attack.
long without you guys seeing where I was?
He's absolutely right.
Okay, I'll roll a stealth.
Boom.
Holy shit.
Valor's not even here, dude. He
Okay,
disappeared.
I didn't hear it. I'm
His
I'm-
large form is just all of a sudden.
Yes,
Gone.
he's John Cena.
I'm at the door.
I wasted that nat 20.
Beautiful roll, though.
I'm glad you did, motherfucker.
Wait,
Is everybody getting ready to head out as well?
Yeah. Is Quill back then?
Yes. And as Quill returns, and you would feel his presence before you see him as that connection is reestablished. And I think what it would feel like, unless you want to flavor it differently, would almost be like a cool breeze that kind of like, how do I want to word this? Like sucks itself into you and then crescendos out. Just like a quick flash of cold that swells a bit. And then there's just like, not really a static, but almost a static that's in your mind so that you know that communication line is reopened. And what he would share with you, let me go back to your roll. I think it was like a 13. Double check. It was the 8.
That was the one that I used inspiration to reroll.
Oh, that's
though,
right. And
wasn't
you
it?
got the 20. That's right. Thank you for that reminder. So what you would see in your mind is the bird's eye view of a dilapidated manor. The roof kind of caved in and decaying on a good chunk of the manor. Some of the walls destroyed, broken down. Bits of charred and burned wood from the roof itself and kind of scatter across the property. At the manor itself, there was no movement or signs of life. What would have caught Quill's attention as he kind of does a good parameter and he's been there for a while. There would have been just the faintest bit of movement from within the tree line. There would have been a quick flash of something red and some rustling.
Well, gentlemen, it seems like that was a pretty productive as well as satisfying visit to the inn. Do we want to try to maybe walk past any of those red brands in their sleeping giant abode? Or maybe just turn in for the night and go seek some adventure in the morning?
Are you speaking this while you guys are inside, or did we all step outside?
Oh, I assume we were outside. Sorry.
Yeah, I think everybody,
Yeah.
you guys have picked your
okay.
tab and
Fair.
started to head out.
Fair enough. And away, I mean, the inn is on the way, so we can take a look. Also, I'm going to share everything that we've heard in the conversation with the three of them, so the rest of you are now filled in with the information. And then maybe also with the manor we can go. I'm not sure. What did Quill see there, Sharon?
Not too much. He did see something red, which I can only assume is a red brand, but I don't think we should have an explore about it tonight. They were definitely doing something, but I don't think we should go and antagonize anyone without having a bit of rest.
It will look less suspicious to, scouting about during the day, right? We can say that we got lost.
Oui.
Yeah, d'accord. So then, on to sleep, I assume, back to our abode?
Yeah, let's go then.
Alright.
Okay. As you guys return to the Shrine of Luck, Sister Gariel is nowhere to be seen, but there is a stack of fresh blankets atop the steps on the far end of the temple. Is there anything that you guys would do, any kind of rituals or routines or anything that you guys do prior to turning in for the evening?
I don't believe so. Query, does Find Familiar stay active until something kills it?
Correct. Unless either that or unless you dismiss it. And the way that we do like dismissal at my table is you can completely dismiss it, like, okay, bitch, I'm done with you. Don't come back at all till I want you back, which would sever it, and you would have to recast it again, which I believe takes an hour. Or you can basically, there's like a pocket dimension that you can put it in to where it's out of sight, out of mind. But when you want it readily available, you can just be like, pew, and they're back without having to recast it.
Quill then.
Say that again? Sorry, it kind of got stabbed.
I'll reabsorb him back into my magic for now. He's not being fully dismissed, he's being
Okay.
pocketed.
Pocketed, okay, cool. Yeah, so we'll differentiate with pocket or dismiss. Perfect, so pocketing Quill. Okay. Anybody else?
I mean, I don't know if Bliss meditates sort of before sleep, but I certainly will. If Bliss does, I'll probably end up joining before bed.
Like that.
Yeah. I'll quickly go to the shrine, touch it again with my hand, with my other hand, obviously, smelling Cassandra's panties. And after that, I will go to sleep.
Bliss will not have any sort of bedtime routine. He'll just, make little biscuits in a little blanket area, curl up, and go to sleep.
That is so fucking cute. Okay.
As I'm passing by, do I see the biscuits on the blanket? So I'm coming back from my shrine.
So they're not actual biscuits. It's like when a cat is like kneading on the blanket or pillow.
Ah, the biscuits. Ah, okay, yeah, I know. I thought he had biscuits for the birds. I thought he had little crumbs that he left for her. I wanted to take one.
That's total English, ism.
Yeah, fair enough. I've heard about the expression, by the way. I just didn't think about it at all.
It's okay.
Yeah, we going for team biscuits, Governor.
Wait, aren't the cats horny when they do that? No?
Not always.
Pardon?
Sometimes.
Oh. Sometimes. Oh, holy shit, I better. Okay, I'm gonna sleep my butt next to the wall. I'm not risking that. He has like 100 pounds on me. No way.
You don't want to risk it for that biscuit?
Nope.
Okay, let me bring this up really quick. Hope that's not what I wanted. Derp-a-derp-a-derp.
Wait, does that mean I'm level 2?
Not yet.
I get guns. What class shit have you been looking at? Just give me
You
guns.
get guns? What? what? What are you guys leveling to?
Get a Louis bag, you know.
Yeah. Can I get the drone and put some C4 onto it?
Yes.
I want one of the robo dogs. I want one of the
Please.
robo dogs with the guns on it.
Oh yeah. You use what's it called? Glyph of warding. Put 15 fireballs inside. Strap it to the summon familiar, and just blast it into something, right?
Yeah, it'll be fine. It'll be totally
just
fine.
Yeah, Luke says you're describing a character sheet he's made.
Karen, we can pull it off, man. We can make like literal terrorist attacks.
I'm Irish, I'm an expert.
Not tonight, you can't find it. Already asleep, and there is no waking him now.
And you're a Serbian, so we'll team up. Let's go.
We're there. Yeah. We didn't go
Dangerous
quite there.
duo.
We're more into war crimes, you know. But we can find common ground. I can take a joke. Come on, it's okay.
Damn. Okay. Please slow down. I'll be
As
more
you
mature when I'm
all-
back in the
What is
school.
mature? What is that? That sounds dumb as hell. As you all settle in for the night, the excitement of the day replays in your minds. The information and the whispers of all these different leads starts to kind of sift through your minds like an unending Rolodex. Having to shift and reposition constantly. Finding sleep is difficult at best. Eventually, sleep takes you. The warmth of your beds fades. You're weightless, drifting. You all find yourselves standing together in a field of shattered stars, glittering fragments of constellations lying scattered across black soil. Looking up, the sky turns low like a wheel of ink. No sun, no moon, just a vast obsidian void that pulses with distant thunder. In the center of the field stands a towering black obelisk. Cracked and weeping strands of silvery lights slowly trickle forth. The cracks pulse and glow with a light like a heartbeat. Each pulse brings forth a whisper. It's unintelligible at first. In a flash, you find yourselves kind of pulled forward closer to the obelisk, just out of reach. There's a flood of voices, overlapping, a cacophony. Some screaming, others speaking, chanting in languages forgotten to the depths of time. Others sing soft lullabies that none of you have heard, but somehow feel familiar. Suddenly, as each of you look at this obelisk, your eyes begin to draw you nearer, and your own reflections begin to crawl from the cracks, twisted and flickering like images on broken glass. The reflection's eyes stare back at you, empty, hollow. Your mouth stitched shut with threads of starlight. Suddenly, the mouse rip open, being pulled apart by the threads as bits of flesh and black ooze and sinew start to stream forth. And there's a flash of starlight that vanishes as the ground beneath your feet begins to split. As you all turn to run, in the distance you see that the sky bends unnaturally, bending down towards the land like it's about to drink it in. And a shape begins to rise. A figure, a shadow. It's not clear, but what is clear is that it sees you. It begins to straighten itself, gargantuan in size, and it begins to step forward. All of you awaken, your hearts pounding, cold sweat drenching your clothes. The taste of ash fills your mouth. And in the back of your mind, a word echoes. Return. Though your sleep was not as peaceful as you had hoped it would be, you feel empowered, invigorated. Congratulations on level 2.
Yes.
Yay!
More. If I only knew how to level
Very
up.
cool.
It's very, very easy. Give me just a second. No, don't get into that.
I might be smart enough.
And what we'll do here is we'll go ahead and wrap the session, and that way we can go over leveling and everything. You guys can we'll let you guys role play while things are fresh, but as far as like proceeding out of the shrine and venturing forth for your plans of the day, we'll wrap that up, and then come back to start that out next week. To level. The easiest way to do it is if you bring up your character sheet on the main tab next to where your class is, there's a little magnifying glass. You'll click that and you'll get a pop-up. And then to the right of where the class is, you'll see a little red emblem that has a white dragon sigil. You can click that and get one more pop-up. And then you will, at the top left corner, the dragon sigil again. If you hover over it, it will say drag record link, and you can click and drag that and drop it onto the main tab of your character sheet. If you are multi-classing and need help getting that added, let me know. And then player message.
Ooh, shit! I can't
opened
see
up-
what. Oh
I
my
opened up
God.
classes on the right and dragged monk onto it, but now
Mhm.
it's giving me the choices of equipment, and I don't think I get
Yeah,
the
go ahead
stuff
and X
from
out of
multi-class.
that.
Just close it. Okay.
Cool.
A little new one.
Oh, I need to see School of Illusion spells again.
That,
Hmm.
oh, I know what's gone wrong because I'll
You were cutting out again, hun. What was that?
Oh, look.
I can.
I just deleted.
It's,
What did
but
you?
I
What
know
you
it's. I can think all of module so said thing. So
are you talking to us or are you talking to Luke, hun?
I was in the kitchen.
Okay.
So I was explaining what was going
Okay.
so
Okay. I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't missing anything if he was trying to talk to
Uh,
us.
when
Yes.
there's two spells, we select the first one for 2024.
If you hover over it, it'll say like let me bring up spells, because it'll show the source book. Um,
It doesn't. That's why
and
maybe I'm doing it wrong.
no, it's
Oh shit.
doo. So you'll see it'll say either like legacy or like say it's from the player's handbook. It'll just say player's handbook, or it'll say player's handbook and then parenthesis legacy. And worst case, you can take either one, and if need be, we can go back and rectify it later.
Yeah. So wait, when you hover over them, I don't get anything when I hover over them.
Can you share your screen?
oh,
Oh sure.
just double
Sorry,
check all your modules still active.
Activated.
Yeah, that's a big thing too. And sorry, I'm a visual person.
No, here. Like this. This is the menu, right?
Uh-huh.
And you
Oh,
see when I
okay.
hover.
So go over to one and click the red icon next to it on the right-hand side.
Let's
Yeah,
hold
one
on.
of those. Okay.
2024. Let's
Perfect.
check if the
Yeah,
burning
so
hands.
that'll.
Okay, so the first one is 2024.
Okay,
Okay, got it.
perfect.
Thank you.
You're very, very welcome.
Uh, there we go. Oh man, there's no distort value here. That's a great spell.
That is.
If that's one you're interested in, that's not like in one of the books, I can look at it, and if it's like approved, I can manually enter it.
Yeah. I'll send you the link where I'm watching it. I'm not sure
Okay.
if this is with the books or whatnot, but I'm looking at it here. This should be 2024.
Okay. Sorry, let me come back to the desk. Sorry, Bo was getting into stuff, so I had to go and throw that out before he got into it and made a bigger mess. Yes, you. Little turd. Let's see.
And Unearthly Chorus is also cool. Holy shit, I'm just reading about it.
Yeah, go ahead and you can send that.
That-
to
Is that a spell?
Denali when she's ready.
Yes, a concentration spell. Music of a style you choose fills the air around you in a 30-foot radius.
Hardcore games.
Extra rap,
Hardcore
Easy.
gangster rap is always a win.
especially with French accent.
And when
They're
what I
French
will
killer bees.
do is I'll take a look at these later, because right now I'm in
Sure.
like roll with things, so I don't want to read it and like end up skimming it and missing something and like either approve or
Oh, of
deny and
course.
find out that I wanted to actually I just want to be informed and all that good stuff.
I
Okay,
have two questions, Denali.
One,
One,
I
I wanted to take Silvery Barbs, and I know that some DMs hate it because it's basically me just telling you your rolls are terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Am I okay to take that?
Yes. What we are trying at my other tables right now, because silver, it's very, very powerful, especially being a level 1 spell, and it's something that
Busted spell.
yeah. And it's something that, like, as a DM, I have a love-hate relationship with it, because as a player, my rolls are shit, and I get excited when I see a good roll as a DM. Not that I want to kill you guys, but sometimes it's hard to not enjoy a nat 20. And I had put out a player survey a few weeks ago, and something that one of the people at my table said, and it's a very valid point, especially as I'm somebody who believes that the dice have a story to tell, even if it's different from what we envision as DMs or as players. The dice are going to tell a story, and that's one of the beautiful things about this game. And they felt that having silvery barbs, especially when multiple people have it, kind of takes away from the danger of situations and some of the repercussions of the fuck around find out parts of the game. So what we're trying at some of my other tables, and if you guys are not okay with this, then silvery barbs will be allowed either way. But to kind of up the ante a little bit, is it having the possibility of not successfully going off. So what we're doing is if you have silvery barbs and you cast it, You still get to give advantage to somebody. That part will always go through. But the person that you are casting it at that has made the attack has to make a wisdom saving throw of your spell save DC or better. If they succeed that saving throw, they do not reroll the attack. If they fail it, then they reroll the attack. And
should be anyway.
what was that?
That just sounds like what the spell should be anyway.
I think so. And like I said, it's one of those things that it's either people are like, okay, and we'll try that out and love it because it ups the ante and the tension of things. And there are people like, I saw JJ's face just now, which is like a fuck no, that's dumb. So it's I'm open to discussion on handling it that way, and if not, then we will allow silvery barbs as is.
I'm fine with whatever you want. It's the only reason I chose silvery barbs is because I could do that psionically. And considering the subclass I'm going for, it seemed the most appropriate one.
Would be really good,
After
yeah.
taking shield and everything.
Yeah.
The second question. Do you have a copy of Thomas's character sheet?
Yes, I do.
Good.
Yes. Why?
Can you tell me what his proficiency options were? Because a small incident happened and he's no longer a rogue.
Oh, okay, yeah. Here, hold on. Let me re-import him. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna change the name on here. We're gonna change this to oops.
Is he gonna have to re-add the crossbow and the gold and everything?
I'll take care of that for you.
All right.
Because it'll be easier to do that than to fix everything else.
All right. Yeah, I think Stu got a bit confused when the modules hadn't loaded, and in trying to find something, apparently hit the delete button that I didn't realise existed.
Sometimes it happens. It's okay. Just give me a moment as the program is slowed down with them. We're all doing different things on it. That puppy.
That's fine. I'll have a look for other psionic spells in case we don't end up going with. Oh, silvery barbs isn't even an option I can take anyway.
Oh, is it not?
No, I have. Oh, hang on a minute.
Yeah, you should have it as an option.
I went from 8 to 20 HP. What the fuck?
How?
No, it loaded a few modules for me as well. Damn it.
I'm not sure if I should have 20 HP. Jesus.
On mine, I clicked on where it said class and level, and there's a little button that said level up, and I clicked that, and it made the level up process pretty easy.
Okay.
I did how Denali said, but I'm not sure.
So your HP was 8. Let's see. So you went up 12. Do you have like the tough feet or something? No, you didn't take that, right?
No.
Okay.
I just got to choose new spells to add, and also another proficiency. That's what I had. I know you get some HP when you level up, but from 8 to 12, 20, it sounds a little bit too much.
Yeah.
I don't know 2024 though, that much, I have to say.
Yeah, I'll have to look into that, because I think as a wizard you should have a D6 plus...
You don't touch anything yet. No, he's fixing.
I don't.
What we're...
It should be 14, right?
That's what I thought, yeah.
That's what I am, and I think we were the same health before, so...
So...
I've manually managed to add silvery barbs to mine for now.
Okay, perfect. So if you go to the drop-down menu on the right-hand side of your screen under the player and bring up characters, you'll see the character sheet. He does not have the character art, but it does have everything else on there.
Oh, we add the character art.
Okay, perfect. And what I'm going to do is transfer
go back to Fancy Grand State.
items and stuff. Not character.
Oh no, his character art is still there.
Oh, it is? Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's just invisible for now, I guess.
Okay.
Just leave that for now. There's a reason you're called Oops.
Yeah, but I'm gonna go to the inventory and bring these over.
Yeah, she's re-adding like money and crossbow and everything. So just leave it all alone. As soon as she's done though, apparently that button that says level up will do this quite easily as well.
Yeah, that was pretty straightforward.
Yeah, and I always forget that's a thing because I like to like do the process. Like I'm a very like anal person.
Right,
Um,
it's... Oh, wait, yeah, you didn't. No, they got it. Don't
Ah,
matter.
so is JJ.
What?
Nothing.
Well, like I said,
What's going
Denari's
on?
still like fixing... Because she had like a backup saved as a character sheet, but obviously it hadn't been saved by the end of this session.
yeah, so you can
It's
mess
fine.
with stuff. Just if you leave the inventory alone while you're doing everything else, that'll be fine. Because then I can go.
Don't touch inventory, that's what she's just... I know I'm saying right now, but you can hit level up on your character sheet and you can become a level 2 rogue. So that, across a bit. There.
Oh, I got a question. How can we add unarmed strike onto
Interesting.
That
onto
is-
our actions?
Give me just a second. And what I'm gonna do. All right, so your inventory is done. Let me go ahead and end my stream. Thank you guys
And-
for watching. We will be back next week, Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern. Bye. So unarmed strike, we will need to set up a button for it.